Okay. Can you guys hear me at all? Yeah? All right, hi everyone. My name is Hard. I go by Hard Architects, and today I am going to kind of talk you guys through how I kind of go about building my metaverse spaces with Mona. And it's super simple, and I've been challenged to make it in under 30 minutes, so we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, so a lot of my stuff is going to be kind of me rambling as I build, because this is what I do at home, but we'll see how it goes. So when I usually start out my metaverse spaces, I kind of think about what are the things that I really want. So I like to make a lot of my stuff kind of radial. So I usually start off with like a circle or something like that to kind of understand what I'm doing. And then from there, I start multiplying like the space depending on like a specific number, like 5, 10, 15, 20. So in this case, I would see that like 5 is too small, so I'll do like 10. And then from there, you kind of have two spaces that collide. So I'll make another one, like, let's just say 15 away. And then, wait, real quick, I'm gonna pause. Can I go on YouTube and play music or no? Yeah? Yeah? All right. Yeah, I feel like, me just kind of talking is kind of weird. All right. I don't even know you guys can hear that. Can we hear that? So we can't hear it. Okay, so no music then. Sorry, guys. All right, so I'm gonna just go back into it. But yeah, so when I usually start building, I kind of start off with like a 2D plan, and then from there I kind of map out like how I want the space to look like. So let me see. I'm just making like a map of a cross, for example. And then from here, I would kind of make the entryway or like the main space a little bit bigger. So I'll multiply that by like 1.5. And then you kind of see that I kind of have like this flower shape going on where it's for like a north, south, east, and west. And then from here, I kind of start building out how I want the space to look like. So all right, great. So this space is going to be extremely basic, but what I'm basically doing is I am starting off all the line work ahead of time so that way once I do the actual 3D part of it, it's like super basic. So I'm just creating the thickness of the wall here, and then I want to try to create like a ceiling plan. So I'm going to offset some of these circles to kind of like create like like an opening. See, I really wish I had music, because then like you guys don't have to just hear me like breathing, like into like the mic. No, I can't do ASMR to you guys. That's rude. Just pull out like some shaving cream and like just start rubbing it all over the mic just so you guys can hear me. It's so weird. But it's funny, as I was planning out this metaverse space, I didn't think that it was gonna be like that basic of a space, but now that I'm actually building it, I think it's gonna be extremely basic for you guys to kind of see like what I kind of do, what I get paid the big bucks to do, but let me see. Okay. All right, so that should be good. Let me see one more. Like earlier when I was talking to Justin about my space, I was afraid that if I built this space in under 30 minutes, then like my clients and like friends would kind of like contact me and basically like question why I could build a space in 30 minutes and why I didn't finish their space that I've been working on for like 3 months now. So that's kind of like funny to me. Let's see. All right, so this is actually all the lines that I'm gonna use for this whole build, and it's actually like 50% done already. So let me just pull this away by, I don't know. When I usually work, I like try to move things by like specific numbers. So like that way I can keep track of like how far. So like this might look like it's in the distance, like at a random spot. But if I just move it back, the same that I moved it, it goes back to exactly where it was. And then I just want to center this like in the middle of the site. Don't mind that. Let me see. So now I'm taking everything, and then I will move it to the coordinate 0, 0. Zoom that again. I'm sorry, I just realized you guys are looking at it at a really small screen, so I'm gonna change that. And then so basically what I just did, right, is I created like a plan where it's like 4 different rooms and 1 main room in the middle, if you guys can envision that. And all I did was make the thickness of the walls, and then that same line is gonna be the floors, and then that same line is gonna be the ceiling. So here we go, the part that everybody wants to see. So jump into perspective, and I'll just take that, and then I'll extrude that down. Like, I don't know, 0.5 meters. Oh, shoot. And let me see. Okay, there we go. So this should actually be a solid, but let me see if I can change the shading of this. Where do I change the shading of it at? Nope, that didn't work. Here we go. All right, so you kind of see like I already built out the floor for this. And then all I'm really doing is I am grabbing these 2 lines that I told you guys were gonna be for the walls. And I extrude curve. And then here we'll make it like, I don't know, something ridiculous, like 5 meters tall or something. And then all I would basically do is take this and I would make this about another 0.5 meters just to make. So this is actually my ceiling, and then I would just lift that up about 5 meters. So essentially this is like my finished space. It seems super basic, right? But sometimes like you don't need like a super sci-fi digital like robotic kind of space to be considered the metaverse. Sometimes you kind of just want to provide a very simple space that is meant for the art, because you know the architecture shouldn't really like take away from the art itself. So this is basically the space that I'm gonna be proposing today. And then what you do after this is you basically just export everything out. So let me see. Do not judge me on the way that I name my files, because I know everybody here has weird ways of naming their files, so I'm gonna just call it test1. All right, let's not laugh at that. Okay. And then we just do okay, and then we do okay, and then we take this and we do also test2. And I already used that name before, so I'll just call it floors. Now I wish I named the other thing something else, so I'll probably rename it again because that's weird. Let me see. So walls. And then we would do ceiling. Yeah, go ahead.
Does this have to be accurate to size for like when you import it?
Yeah, so like this is like a 1-to-1 kind of situation, but I guess you could scale it and like, rescale it again once you like, start seeing it in Mona. And one of the perks about like Mona too is like when you're building this, a lot of times you kind of like build it to completion and you kind of don't have anything to show your clients or like your friends or whoever you want to show it to until like it's completely done. But with Mona, you can actually like send people over like the actual like link to your Monaverse, and they can actually run around in it before you even like build it to completion. So that's one of the biggest perks that I have, and that's basically what I tell like clients all the time is like, I'll let you guys run through this and everything, and you guys can actually see how you guys feel about it. And if there's any changes that you guys have, then we can also do that. So yeah, I hope I answered your question. So now I'm just going into Blender simply because I want to add some material to my stuff. So because everything was like zeroed out, everything's already going to be like in here, kind of like already done. So, all right. I really wish I had music today because it's just super weird, but we're getting it done, guys. You guys are going to be able to see it. And then let me just import the walls. All right, so now that you can see, like I kind of imported my whole thing into Blender, and then from here I could basically go into creating. And if you guys are like better at Blender than I am, That's fantastic. If you're new to Blender, this is all super basic. So like, don't be like too don't be too like shocked about like what I'm doing. It's not anything. And I'm just adding an image texture just so I can like, let me go, image texture. And then I'm just grabbing an image texture that I had earlier, which is, thank you so much. Thank you guys. So it's not super weird no more. All right. So I'm just grabbing a concrete texture now and then just adding it to my files. Let me see. All right. So now you can kind of see like it's no longer black. It actually has like this concrete texture attached to it. It's not the nicest, but it will do for now. And then what I'm basically doing is, if I want everything to be the same material, I'll just click everything, and then the last thing would be the material that I want it to be. And then I just link the material, so now that's all good. How am I doing on time? Am I like 10 minutes in, like 15 minutes in? Yeah? All right, I'm gonna win that bet, Justin, so just letting you know. But it's super basic, okay. And I'm just like remapping it using like a smart UV mapping. So it's like, you kind of see like some areas are like stretched out more than others. So most of the time when I'm doing this part of the project, I kind of like take my time to do this. But in this case, I'm just gonna like do something super basic. Let me see. It's all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go with it. And then with this, let me see. Here. Okay. Just do ×4. So all I'm doing is basically UV mapping all the concrete so that it doesn't look like super weird, like when you jump in. So let me see. Command F is the. What is this? All right, whatever. Okay, there we go. So this is like a basic space that you can kind of see on the interior. So the way that I set up this space is just to be radial, and then you can actually hang up like artwork all around the walls. It's not super exciting, but just trying to show you guys how basic it is to do a Metaverse space. So after you get done with all of this good stuff, you can actually like re-export it as like an FBX file. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just export it as an FBX. And then put it in the downloads, and let's just say SXSW build. And I just do like selected objects. I didn't even realize that this was being live streamed, and like I have a bunch of people on Twitter right now that are probably watching this that I know, and they're probably gonna like laugh at me for like how simple this build is. And so my DMs are probably gonna be flooded like right after this, but it's okay. Let me see. It's the SXSW, okay. So once you open up Unity, you're gonna actually like go into the folder for Mona that is in the dropdown, like right here, and you're gonna do load space scenes, and this is what's gonna pop up. And then they give you a floor already. And then all the things that you basically see here is, this is your standard person that spawns. This is where you're gonna spawn when you first start in the build. And then everything else here is like a canvas prefab for if you wanna link your NFTs or any of your artwork into the space. So it's gonna actually look like this, like when you go into the space, but when you link it in Mona, it's gonna actually like resize itself to the actual art piece that you do. So let me just bring this in. Okay. All right, so what I'm basically doing is I just took the model that I had from Blender in my downloads folder and I just brought it into Unity, so now you can see it right here. And then all I'm doing is I'm bringing it into my space folder. So now you basically kind of see how it looks like right here, like in Unity now. So that's what I do. I'm gonna just delete this. Okay. Let me just delete that. Okay. All right, so now that the space is actually here, you can kind of see that all the people, they were originally blue and green, and that means that they were, like, if you were to play the game, then the characters would actually be able to walk all over the model. But because like I'm just bringing in and it's not really like set up or anything, they actually don't know that they're able to walk on this space. So what I'm doing is I'm adding like a collider, and I got yelled at by Matt by doing this in my last build because it took up too much space. So just by simply adding that mesh collider, now you can see that they're blue and they're green. So that means that they're able to be walked on. And then I'm gonna do the same thing over here for the walls, just so like you don't really run into it. And then let me see. And then from there, I'm just gonna delete all these like prefab stuff so that way you don't have to see it. Anything else that I need to do. And then I just go into materials. And then I just create a material to actually give that concrete texture again. Okay, so all I did was basically recreate the concrete texture that I had in Blender, and then I just move it over here. It does not look super stretched out and like super great like right now, but basically to give you the idea is like you would have to remap this back in Blender, but this is essentially the space that we would have for the gallery itself. And then from here, you can actually just build this straight on, but let me just add an HDRI real quick. Let me see. So how does the Mona guys feel about me building this space for the first time in front of them? Does it make you guys wonder? It's all right, Justin. Let me see. Okay. Let's move this out the way. Let's move that. And if you guys see me like opening and closing things, it's not like part of the process. It's because I don't use a Mac, so I really don't know how to use this computer. So like, that's also part of the reason why it looks kind of funny, but it's okay. All right. So far, does anyone have any other questions as I'm building this? No? It's all right. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, so you can actually build a stage like, for them to perform. And then if you wanted, you can like create like an animation for an actual band if you just wanted like a fake band to play. So like a trick for doing that is to basically, create spatial audio for just that spot. And then you would make a fake animation for a band playing like, instruments, just like Chuck E. Cheese or something. And then like you make it seem like they're actually playing music when they're not, when they're not. But you can also have it to where it's a real band who actually shows up in the metaverse and like, pretends like they're playing as well. So that could be two options. So yeah, you could do that. There is a sound radius, yeah. So that's the spatial audio that they have in Metaverse right now. So you can actually make it to see like how far of a distance you could hear it from. So that way you can actually have like a concert, or like different sounds in different spaces. So like right now, one of the things that I'm designing is, I'm designing 3 wellness centers right now for Metaverse. So each one of those 3 metaverses, they have their own kind of style of sounds. So that's how you basically implement that. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So all I'm doing now is like, I don't want the blue sky texture that's in the sky right now. So I'm just gonna add a HDRI that I like to use a lot, which is the cloud one. And so we're just gonna wait for that to load. And you can do this with any HDRI, like you can do any custom environment that you want, but this is just my go-to choice. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, but yeah. As we like awkwardly wait for this loading bar to go all the way to 100, and I don't know why it's taking me so long. Like, how does everyone feel about creating a metaverse? Does it seem very simple, or does it seem super complicated right now? Oh yeah, okay, all right, for sure. Hopefully it becomes more, okay. I appreciate it, but yeah, so I feel like Justin actually does a lot of tutorials like online to kind of like teach everybody, because like during the first like build-a-thon, he kind of helped everybody a lot, because I was definitely like not experienced whatsoever when I first did this. So basically all I did was I changed the sky from like blue all the way to like, this. And you see like how much of a vibe change this was, like just for me just to change the HDRI. Now it kind of makes you think about what this space is differently. And that's like kind of the thing that I like to do, is like, I just hate how like colorful or like how shiny this thing is, but let's see it. Let's see. Let's just go with none. All right, yeah, let's do that better. Okay. So this is basically our space as it is right now, as you guys can see from the inside with a floating ceiling. And then what we could do is like you basically can add in like art pieces into here. So I'm not gonna do that today, but you can basically see how the inside looks. And then from here, once you're like basically all done with your space, you can build the playground files, right? So then we go from builder to test player. So we're just waiting for these files to be built. And yeah. Hey Justin, where's the camera for the live stream? Oh, okay. I swear to God, Tim, if you message me about this, all right, just like, because I know Tim is gonna say something to me about this, so it's not no 3090 or anything, but you know, it'll do for now. So he'll get the joke. The last person that won the Metaverse build-a-thon, we asked him what his secret was to winning, and he told us that he went and bought a 3090. So now that's like our little inside joke about like just having a 3090 with us at all times. Okay, so let me see. All right, exports is right here. So after I just click that button and let everything load, they give me these playground files. And what you do with these playground files is you go jump into Mona, you connect your wallet and everything, and then here they ask you to upload those playground files that you just exported. So you just bring that into here, you let it load. This is a lot faster than my regular computer. And, huh? Yes, I am gonna switch the computers, yes, but not a Mac. Yeah. So this is basically the space as it is right now, and then you can kind of see like, you know how simple that was to build, and then so you basically run around. You could have like art galleries here. You could have performances here. You could just use it as your secret hideout. So like, you know, now tree houses aren't really the thing. It's now like metaverses. So like you can just do all of this. And then if you want to, you can actually change like some camera settings. I actually don't know what the camera settings do, Justin, and like, cause I never actually touched it, but yeah, so you can basically like run around the space and like, jump around and like, talk about art, like, oh, look at this new art piece that I just bought for like $1 million, like, and it's like, oh, great. And then you come here and you can actually like buy it, sell it, and link it to your own like personal websites and everything. So was that 30 minutes or less?
Upload it to an actual space and I'll jump in with you.
Oh, okay. Hold on. And then I guess I'm sorry about that. Alex wants to jump into a space with me, so we'll just keep this blank, keep this blank, keep this blank. So if you're a writer, you can like fill this in with like great stuff, but for me, I'm not a writer, so I'm not gonna fill it up with anything. And then after you do all that, there was an error. So Alex, I might need your help. Okay.
Go back to spaces.
Yeah, all right, here it is. All right, and you just re-upload these playground files. Okay. What am I doing? Let's see. Hey Alex, where's the other screen that I just had the Mona window at? What is it?
You're on Brave. The lion.
Oh, the lion one? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then let me just grab these playground files. I'm pretty sure it's like one of these. Yes. The test always gets to me every single time. All right, so I'm uploading the playground files that I got out of earlier. And then now that that's good to go, do you need me to mint it or do you want the URL for it?
I'll send you an invite.
Okay. But let me see. So right now I'm just waiting for my space to upload. So this is the process where I was talking about earlier, where like you can show this to your clients, where like after you build the playground files, you just upload it onto here, and then you'll get like a link to use. So the link is gonna they're gonna ask you like to review your space, and then you can actually go to a URL and actually test out that space. And if you give that URL to anybody, they can just jump into the space and just try it out and test it out for you. So it's not like super complicated. You don't have to finalize anything, and it's still like, you can still change it.
Hey, Hard. I realize I can't message you, so I don't know how to send you a hangout.
How would I send it to you? I mean, can I email you? But isn't that super weird? Did I just email you like while I'm doing this? I know. Yeah. Right. I need something. Yep. This is something we didn't practice, huh, guys? It's like this is something that we're truly freestyling right now. But okay, let's see. Always. I promise you guys, this isn't like a Mona error. This is just something that's just happening right now as I show it to you guys, which is like the worst possible time to like happen. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll just keep going with it until like, I can get you guys this preview up. Let me see. All right. So we're gonna pretend like, Alex is in here in the space with me, but yeah, so this will basically be the finished space of what I just showed you guys. And the reason why, I put the colliders in is basically see, you can actually run into the walls and break everything and talk to people and add music. So this is the most basic version of a metaverse that you could possibly get with Mona, but I mean, it works and you can show it off to all your friends and it's free. So yeah, I think that's it. So yeah.
All right, let's hear for Hard. Amazing, Hard. That was amazing, dude. Less than 30 minutes. You did it. Yeah, you crushed it. So then the next step is Hard was just uploading those files to his Mona wallet, where then you just click a button, mint it, and that actual space will be an NFT. So that was that quick demo. Hard crushed it. He's one of our most prolific metaverse builders, metaverse architects, and an IRL architect as well. So we're super happy to have him in the Mona community. So thank you guys for checking that out. Mona, we're actually going to kick off our happy hour now. So feel free to find us in the Mona t-shirts. I'm here with Matt and Alex. The three of us are the co-founders. So feel free to talk to us about everything metaverse, NFTs. We're super amped that everyone's here. So I think that happy hour is starting now upstairs in the back. So thanks for being here. Thank you, Hard. Another round of applause for Hard. So thanks for coming.